Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for being mad at my husband for saying he would pick his deceased wife over me? My 34F husband, 37M, was married once before me. She was his high school sweetheart. They started dating their junior year, survived long distance during college, and got married when they were both 23 very shortly after graduating college. She passed away unexpectedly at age 26 from an aneurysm, and it obviously devastated him, especially because they were extremely young. They never had children. He contemplated remarrying because he was so heartbroken, but we ended up meeting about 4 years after that. We got married when I was 31 and he was 34 and have 2 children. Last night, we were at a friend potluck gathering. Everything was going well until one of our friends brought up a new topic that had to do with relationships. She is newly divorced, so it was about her divorce. Others were chiming in with past relationships from high school, college, etc. I had said I never thought I would get married because my luck with men has always been terrible until I met my husband, and I said I felt very lucky to have met him. After a little while longer, my husband brings up his deceased wife. Everyone knows he was married before me and that she passed. He was talking about her and then drops a bomb and goes, "If she walked through that front door right now, I'd pick up where we left off." If I am being honest, it felt like someone put my heart into a blender and punched me in the gut as hard as they could. Everyone in the room could sense the awkwardness that followed. To avoid making a scene, I just laughed it off, even though I think it was still obvious that it hurt me. I just felt that if you still felt that way, then why are we married? I've never asked him to get over his wife. I have never had a deceased spouse or even a deceased partner, so I am unsure how that feels. But I would never say that in front of my new spouse. After the gathering, we left and I did not speak to him the entire car ride home or barely the entire night. I did tell him that what he said hurt my feelings deeply and that we could talk in the morning once I've calmed down because I didn't want to say something mean to him. I ended up sleeping on the couch because he would not leave me alone. It's now the next morning and I barely slept. He is still sleeping. I'm not really sure what to say or what he will say. What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for giving crappy Christmas gifts and ruining my marriage? I, 31F, married my soon-to-be ex-husband, M33, in 2018. My in-laws never liked me and made it clear. STBX insisted that they're just putting up a tough exterior and they'll grow to love me. To show how evil they are, one time I joined them for dinner and brought a cake I'd made because I was always raised to be a gracious guest. When I stepped into the kitchen and offered the cake to his mother as a thank you for inviting me, she took the plate over to the garbage bin, dumped it in, and handed me the plate back. When I told my husband what she did, he confronted her and all of a sudden the crocodile tears started and she claimed she grabbed the plate but didn't get a good grip. I let go too quickly and it fell to the floor, so of course it had to be thrown away. My SIL confirmed that was what happened. My STBX owned his own business and they called me a gold digger behind his back. Of course they insisted on a prenup, which I didn't care about because I never thought my marriage would end and it would appease them and may allow them to finally treat me kindly. Nope. His business failed once COVID hit. We went through his savings and my own trying to keep it afloat. I refused to go into debt to keep it going, so he closed it down. In 2022, he was suffering from really bad depression because he lost his business and couldn't find new work. He suggested we move to his hometown, closer to his family, so he had a larger support network. Against my best judgment, we did. He wanted to only work part-time while he tried to restart his business, so I became the main breadwinner. And as with most wives, I became the person in charge of buying gifts. Stupid old me thought buying them thoughtful, expensive gifts would finally make them see I wanted to be accepted by them. Gifts to us were a couple's gift, but clearly for my STBX only. Every holiday was spent with them. Monthly dinners with the whole family. After a year, I realized that if I ever tried to talk or join a conversation, everyone would go quiet, so I just stopped talking when I visited. In early December, they finalized plans for Christmas. A few days later, my STBX said his family decided they didn't want me to join them for Christmas Eve dinner and Christmas lunch because I ruined the family vibe. I replied, "Fine, we'll do our own thing instead." My STBX sheepishly looked away and said he was still going to go. I was livid and so disappointed in him. That was the moment I knew my marriage was over. So I returned the presents I had bought for his family. In their place, I got one pair of novelty business socks for FIL, a supermarket brand bottle of shampoo for MIL, the nastiest perfume I could find at the dollar store for SIL. The most expensive gift was a large rawhide bone for BIL and his wife's chihuahua, too big for it to get its jaw around, rendering it useless. I saved about $600 to put on a deposit for a new apartment. My husband come home from Christmas lunch telling me I humiliated him and embarrassed him in front of his family. I asked him why would he think I'd buy nice gifts for people who clearly don't like me and don't want me around. Served divorce papers last week. Remember how he was supposed to be a millionaire by now, so we had that prenup? STBX is not eligible for any of my savings. It was required to keep separate accounts or alimony. He doesn't have money for rent and auto insurance. Not my problem anymore. Some of my friends and family and on my side and proud that I went out in a blaze of glory. Others are telling me I was being way too petty, which isn't really like me. So, am I the bad person? What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for not deleting all my backups of my art like Dad told me to and letting him punish me instead? I, 15, like digital drawing a lot. My grandparents put me in art classes when I was 8 to give me something to focus on after my mom died. It really helped and I feel like I've grown enough to make it a job someday. I already do some small commissions when I want some money. I keep all my stuff on my laptop and I have it all backed up so I can keep it. In November, my dad went through my laptop when I was in school and looked through all my drawings. When I got home, he deleted everything I'd made and he wanted me to delete all my backups that he knew I had. What set him off was I had a folder full of drawings of family, but none of them included his wife or my 2 half-siblings. They got married 5 years ago and my half-siblings were born after that. He didn't like how I could draw Mom into a lot of stuff, how I could include pets and grandparents and stuff, but not the blended part of our family. It's not that I hate my dad's wife or my half-siblings, because I don't and I never did. But I don't love them. I like them and care about them. I'd never want anything bad to happen to them. But they're not new mom and full sibling level to me. We get along fine, but when it comes to my personal art, I draw the things and the people I love. Some stuff I do for others or for the art class, but the personal stuff is personal. I wouldn't delete the backups and my dad punished me. He talked to me after the punishment was up and he told me it was time to delete them. Again, I didn't. My grandparents stepped in to speak up for me and my dad said they needed to stay out of it. He blamed them for some of it. My half-siblings never did the 1 day a week with them. Their mom was home and wanted them with her, so it made sense. But Dad said them taking me and my siblings for that 1 day made me think we were different to the halves or something. My grandparents tried to talk him down, but he meant it when he said they had to stay out of it. I still didn't delete shit and I was grounded for 3 weeks because of it, and it didn't make me give in. So he decided to take my laptop and my art tablet and he told me I can't draw until I delete the backups. He said I can get them back when I delete everything. He said there is no reason for me to have and keep art like that. He said it wasn't a good thing that I'd drawn so much that excluded part of our family. He told me he wasn't letting me get away with it. We're a couple of weeks in now. I draw a little at school, which helps me not go crazy without it. I do miss drawing. But I'm not deleting stuff that means something to me. I can survive 3 years of not doing it much. But am I the bad person for not deleting it? My dad thinks so. He said he didn't know why I was being so stubborn about this and why I was trying to hurt everyone. You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.